Without a doubt, India would start favourites at home during the upcoming ODI World Cup. With 3 months still to go, India would like to be well prepared ahead of the marquee event. In India, bowling will surely be an aspect that could decide games. So, what will be India's possible bowling unit? We'll discuss that and more in this session. And to do that, we have with us Jaideep Ghosh, who's a senior sports journalist. We have with us Biswajit Jha, who's an author and an ex-sports journalist. We also have with us Kaushik Paul. Straight away, Jaideep, without wasting any time, let me start with you. Let's assume Jasprit Bumrah is not getting fit on time, because with
Right.
Bumrah there is a lot of drama surrounding him. Let's just take him out of the equation, and now let us look at what could be India's possible bowling lineup. Jaideep, opening remarks.
As you have just said, if Bumrah is not around, obviously the fast bowling is again down to Shami and Siraj and Deepak Chahar and maybe Umesh Yadav in the reserve, with Hardik Pandya putting in his little bit of a seam after. Then, of course, we have got the situation of the spinners. Now, that's a very interesting situation because you have between Ashwin and Jadeja and Akshar Patel and two wrist spinners that we were supposed to discuss here. We have a pretty lot of alternatives, but I don't know how many of them will make the 15. That is the most
Can
important
I
question. I think.
simplify things for you a little, Jaideep, over
Sure,
here?
sure.
50 overs, two seamers. Let's assume we are going in with two specialist seamers, and they are Siraj and Shami.
Right, right,
Shami has the experience. Siraj is, out there on your face. So these are your two seamers. 20 overs done. Now there is
right.
the position for the specialist spinner, for which there are two options: Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal. Given the current form, and I'm hoping and I'm expecting Kuldeep may not get a long rope from now on, I'm guessing it's going to be Yuzvendra Chahal. 30 overs done. Now you have a Hardik Pandya, you have a Ravindra Jadeja, and then there is somebody you can choose. There's a toss up between maybe a Shardul Thakur and an Akshar Patel. Okay, so if Hardik has a bad day, somebody else can chip in and do that 10 overs wala slot. So that
Right.
is how I am looking at things. Jaideep, you agree with me? Yes, no,
Yeah,
maybe?
mostly, yeah, yeah. By and large, that is how it's going to be. Depending on the pitch, of course, you might have a situation where you have going with maybe three seamers and one spinner, or alternately, like you said, two seamers and two spinners. As of now, yeah, that makes sense because if you have a situation where you have say three left-arm spinners in the team is a little bit of a luxury. Very honestly, you cannot have, irrespective of whether they're finger spinners or wrist spinners, you'll have a Jadeja and Akshar Patel and also a Kuldeep Yadav. I don't think really is going to work out that way. Uh, so obviously, then Chahal is the next obvious choice in terms of the wrist spinner because that is one critical slot. Whether he plays all the matches or not, we don't know. But yeah, I mean, as the match goes, yes, definitely uh, two seamers and one wrist spinner, which most probably will be Chahal, and then the rest have to be distributed among the rest of the players in the team.
Biswajit, you agree that this is going to be more or less the combination India will opt for? Because I know you're a big fan of Washington Sundar, but I'm sorry to tell you that Washington Sundar is at the moment not even in the scheme of things. Biswajit, what is your possible bowling lineup for India? Biswajit, over to you.
Ankit, I am pretty sure that Washington Sundar is in contention. I don't know whether he is completely fit or not. If he is fit, he will definitely be India's number 8, because we need a good actually lower order batting, because in we have seen what
So
the
for the
advent of
number 8
T20.
slot, Biswajit, for the number 8 slot, there is Shardul Thakur. There is, as you are saying, Washington Sundar. I feel there is also Akshar Patel somewhere there.
Yes, yes,
Biswajit.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, Shardul Thakur and Akshar Patel is a better batsman also. But actually, the thing is that we need Washington Sundar's bowling guile is very important in ODI cricket. These days, Akshar Patel is batting well, but his bowling is not up to the mark. So I think that we need Washington Sundar at 8, and then as Jodhita has pointed out, that we will have like Bumrah, Shami, and if Bumrah, Shami, and Siraj will be the three pace bowlers in the 15. But if Bumrah is fit, then Bumrah and either Shami or Siraj will play. So it's like the bowling lineup is the pace bowling lineup is pretty much sure. But the thing is that we have problems of plenty in spin bowling department. So we have Chahal, we have Kuldeep Yadav, we have Akshat Patel, we have like Jadeja, and then Washington Sundar. Any of these five bowlers, India will pick four bowlers in the lineup. So and in the 11 we don't know. We won't play two wrist spinners rather, Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal. So there will be one wrist spinner in the playing 11. But I think both will be in the playing like in the 15 member squad. But
Why
the
not,
but the
Kaushik? Why
presence
not? Yes.
of Washington Sundar is very important because he bats very well, and he has the style also. Though he is not a finger spinner, he is not a wrist spinner. He is a finger spinner. But what we have seen him as a bowler, he is a very talented bowler. And he is very agile on the field, and he is a very good batsman.
See, considering Kaushik, we are playing in India, why not going for the Kulcha combination, which was so popular pre 2019 World Cup? Why not back that combination also? They'll be feeling more comfortable as they'll be playing at home. So they know the conditions and all that. So that is a very attacking kind of a move, right, Kaushik? Why not go in for that? Because you will also play Australia in Chennai. Chennai is a pitch which will assist Spain. Kaushik, what do you have to say?
Yes, definitely. I agree with you. I mean, the combination, Kulcha combination is definitely going to be a deadly move. But again, you have to see that you can't play two wrist spinners because you have to play Jadeja at somewhere number seven.
Jadeja also plays. Kaushik Jadeja also plays. This is for the number 8 slot, where Shardul
Hmm.
Thakur and Akshat Patel they are vying for that slot. Why not have a Kuldeep Yadav there, a specialist spinner?
Yes, but then again, you have to see that Shardul Thakur and Akshar Patel they add to your batting. I mean, 15, 20 runs or 20, 30 runs towards the end of the batting, that will be, give you more bonus. I mean, that will be a bonus runs for India. Whereas if you if you put Kuldeep Yadav in that place, you may not get that batting advantage. I mean, those bonus runs. So I think India will opt for. I mean, if you ask me, India will opt for Shami and Siraj as two frontline pacers. I see Jaddu and I see Chahal playing in the 11. And for the number 8 slot, if there is a spin friendly conditions like Chennai, then definitely Akshar is playing, and if not, then Shardul.
Jaideep, I feel that Shardul is going to be a defensive option over here. Why not attack with Kuldeep Yadav and knock out Australia? Or you think Shardul is needed against a team like Australia? You're on mute, Jaideep.
Okay, we are going on the premise that Bumrah is not in the 11. That is what we are going with, right? So if Bumrah comes in, then the whole equation changes altogether. But right now we are
Absolutely.
going with the premise that Bumrah might not be fit enough to play in the World Cup. See, I think it's a little bit of a luxury trying to play two wrist spinners, because if one of them has a bad day, then you don't have a fallback you'll have to go back to part-time bowlers and bowlers who are not regular guys. So that's a bit of a risk. I doubt even if the new chairman of select is a brave man, I'm sure, but I'm sure he's not going to go be that brave. Eventually you do need a couple of people who can contribute a little bit with the bat. Unfortunately, Chahal or Kuldeep Yadav are not players who have any contribution with the bat, and even the fielding is a little dodgy at best. So if you're going to play a wrist spinner as an offensive weapon, I don't think two offensive weapons are. I think it's a little bit of a luxury. You will most probably go with, as we have been discussing, two main lines seamers, one specialist wrist spinner, one finger spinners in Jadeja, and then between Chahal and Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya will be your fifth bowler. So I understand the logic that you're giving, that you should go all out and attack and dismiss, but that is not a given. That's not a guarantee that it will work out that way, because you cannot have a rank turner for a ICC tournament. You'll have to have a pitch that will give you some decent batting opportunities also, and that might just you know explode on your face if you're going to play with two specialist spinners.
Jaideep, what do you make of Biswajit's suggestion over here?
Interesting suggestions. Yeah, I'm not summarily dismissing this whole thing about Washington Sundar because he does, given a lot of boost in terms of an option. He comes in as a left-hand batsman, which we are a little short on at times. Plus, he's a good, decent fielder, which is a major advantage over the two race spinners we're discussing. But we'll need to see how brave the selection committee gets because I get a feeling they'll opt for experience more than youth, as has always been most of the time in big tournaments. Washington Sundar is definitely a big option, but then you drop who from the 15 because if you're then the option is that either Kuldeep Yadav or Yuzvendra Chahal are not in the 15 at all. With being the case, I would think that unfortunately Yadav will getting sacked and it will be Chahal who will go through. But yeah, it's a viable option, but you never know how this will work out.
See, Jaideep, first 10 or 11 minutes we've spoken about India's bowling attack without
Right.
Bumrah. Now let's speak about India's bowling attack with Bumrah. So reports suggest that Bumrah is going to be making a comeback to the Indian side as early as the Ireland series, where he
Right.
plays T20s, then he plays ODIs against Australia, then he also plays the Asia Cup, and by then, of course, the guy is well oiled and ready for the World Cup. So now let's think, but Jasprit Bumrah is your number one pacer. Who's the other
Correct.
pacer? There's going to be a straight toss-up between Shami and Siraj. What about Arshdeep also? You can answer that also. You know?
See, you will have to then bite the bullet and figure out who you want in the 11 and who you don't. I mean, in the playing 11. Obviously, if Bumrah is playing, he's going to be in the an automatic choice in the 11. Depending on how, of course, he pans out against Australia and against Ireland, and then we find out at the middle of the Asia Cup suddenly he's again got issues, and again you'll have to fall back on the rest of the bowlers. So it's a little early still, but if he's completely fit, definitely Bumrah comes in. I would go with Shami because eventually it boils down to a little bit of experience, a little bit of playing the bigger stage. Siraj is a great bowler. I'm sure he'll be in the 15. But if you're going to decide the 11, then definitely Bumrah and Shami to begin the bowling attack. As for Arshdeep, again, then you have the situation. Then if you put in Arshdeep, then who are you removing? Are you going to
Because
remove?
the guy brings in the left armer's angle, which again
Yes,
gives you a variety.
sure does, but then again, are you going to play three seamers? I mean, you cannot possibly be
Right,
going in with Arshdeep as the second
right.
seamer because that is not going to happen. Then, if that is the case, and if you think that Arshdeep makes it to the 15, then who do you drop? Then you'll have to drop one of the other bowlers. Then Deepak Chahar or Shardul Thakur go out. So that is the kind of equation. It's a problem of plenty. I don't know if it's a problem of plenty or not. It's a viable option for sure, having a left armer. But if you're not going to play three seamers, then I don't see how a third a left arm seamer comes in. I think the play will more be around the spinners more than the seamers. If Bumrah's in, then that's it. Bumrah, Shami, and Siraj will be in the lineup. Maybe one more seamer, and then the spinners are the ones who will be decided on.
You see, Biswajit, Jaideep feels it's going to be, for example, Jasprit Bumrah is there in the side. Jaideep feels that Shami is going to edge Siraj to the playing 11. Do you agree with Jaideep, or like always, you have a different take on this, Biswajit?
No, no. Here, I totally agree with Joydeep that Shami and Bumrah they will be the first choice bowlers to start with in the playing 11. Then you never know, like as tournament progresses, the form, and you have to see everything. So initially, I think India will have three pacers in the 15: Shami, Bumrah, and Siraj, and then we will have all the like spinners we have already discussed, but I think that Deepak Chahar is better than if India has to select batting like bowling all rounder who can bat also. Then I think Deepak Chahar edges out Shardul Thakur in my opinion. Though Shardul Thakur has been given a chance in the West Indies series, but here again we have to see the combination, and we can't keep the tail long. This is my idea. Like you can be a very good bowler, but in term of bowling also, like Kuldeep and Kuldeep and Chahal, they both can play. But then again, the tail will be like longer. That India can't take that chance because we have seen in ODI cricket also these days, and due to the advent of ODI cricket, the batters have they have become so they start playing shots from the very early, and chances of getting out soon also there soon. So we can have a situation where India suddenly have like 50 for 4, or trying to hit like India 150 for 4 in 30 overs. Then we have some issues, like we need some batters in the lower middle order. Then we can have this Jadeja, Washington Sundar, or Akshar Patel. So we have to see when Indian selectors will sit to find the best 15, they will see everything. The batting ability of the bowlers. Earlier, like 15 years back, 20 years back, this was not the case. We used to go with the only bowling ability, but now the batting ability will also be seen while selecting the team. So that's why I think that we have a chance of Shardul, and we have a chance of like we can see Deepak Chahar also making the cut in the playing 11. But again, we have to see whether they can fit into the 11. 11 actually, Ankit, Jadida would agree with me that selecting 11 right now is very difficult, because you don't know the situation, don't know the playing condition, you don't know the opponents also. It all depends on while selecting the final 11. We have to see everything, how many left-handers they are, where we are playing, the size of the ground, everything will come into contention while selecting the playing 11. So playing 11 is very difficult to predict. Like Bumrah will be certainly there. Shami or Siraj will be there. You can predict. Jadeja will be there. You can predict. But apart from these names, you can't be sure of the other bowlers. We can discuss about playing 11, but I think it will be pretty early to discuss about playing 11.
Absolutely, it will be too early to discuss the playing 11 at this point of time. Kaushik, I'm coming to you. Biswajit, 2 points. Two points when you're talking about Deepak Chahar over here. I beg to differ with you. One, because Deepak Chahar is not a 50-over bowler. We really don't know how good is he when he has to bowl 10 overs. Number two, I feel any given day, Shardul Thakur is a better bat than Deepak Chahar. So that point, I mean, I think. Kaushik, do you agree with me over here? You also wanted to make a point,
No,
Kaushik.
I have a counter, Ankit. I have a
Okay,
counter that
okay, okay,
when
okay, okay,
when
okay, okay, okay.
Shardul Thakur
Kaushik, please go
Shardul
ahead.
Thakur hasn't played any significant innings in ODI cricket, whereas Deepak Chahar like won as a match in Sri Lanka. If you can remember, in ODI also. So I think that ability wise, Deepak Chahar has better ability than Shardul Thakur. Shardul Thakur may be a good bowler, and again that Deepak Chahar is a T20 bowler. That is also I don't agree, because he has all the skills as a T20 bowler, and he has
It is
this.
one thing,
Only thing is that
Biswajit, it is one to have good skills. But do you last 10 overs? It is the temperament, the mindset also, I feel. Kaushik, you wanted to make a
that
quick point. Please go. Yes, Biswajit, I'll come to you. Kaushik, please go on.
I have a question for Biswit sir. You just mentioned about Deepak Chahar in the, I mean, ODI scheme, World Cup scheme of things. So uh, this West Indies series, this starts. I mean, for India, this starts as a preparation for the World Cup. So don't you think if Deepak Chahar was in the India's in BCCI scheme of things, they would have taken him to the West Indies? Number one. Number two, you just spoke about Deepak Chahar winning us a game against Sri Lanka, but I believe that was back in 2021. 2 years have passed. Deepak Chahar hasn't played a 50 over ODI. So
And
I
surely
think I
Deepak Chahar does not make it to the side based on one innings, Kaushik, right?
exactly, and I think take I mean in Shardul Thakur and Deepak Chahar in between. I think Shardul Thakur is edges Chahar slightly somewhere, because he has been playing for India in the last in this year and the last year also. So I think Shardul is a better option than Deepak Chahar, because Deepak Chahar hasn't been tested at the top level in the recent times. He was injured. He came back in the IPL. He performed
Then the
pretty
guy got
decent.
married.
Exactly, exactly. So I think Shardul edges above Deepak Chahar.
Jaideep Ghosh, you have the final word over here and then we wrap up. Jaideep.
A couple of things. First of all, you need to understand that we're talking about lower order batters who will, contribute a little bit in terms of runs as if the situation arises. One thing is for sure that if Deepak Chahar was in the scheme of things, he most probably would have been in the squad to the West Indies. But you never really know what the situation is with Indian cricket. Things change in a flash of an eye. By the time you realize what the plan has already changed. But that said, yeah, I think as of now, if you have to figure out match fitness. Chair's fitness was also under a little bit of a question mark. And Bumrah is again a major question mark. One thing I agree completely with Viswajit is that we cannot really predict an 11 right now because we don't even know who the 15 are. Not kid ourselves. First we find the 15, then only we get the 11. I would think that maybe Shardul will be a little better placed than Chahal. As for the rest, like we were discussing in the wrist spinners, I think Chahal will get it ahead of Kuldeep Yadav. The rest of the team more or less selects itself. Just a matter of a couple of selections that I think will keep us interested for the rest of the time.
So after 21 minutes, what we understand is, of course, it's too early to, Okay, Biswajit wants to make a point over here. Yes, Biswajit, please go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Kaushik that right now Deepak Chahar may not be in the scheme of thing of the selectors, but he's in the scheme of things of my 15. So that's what I am predicting, and you never know. Judith has rightly pointed out that maybe Shardul Thakur will play some matches, and then India will suddenly selectors will realize that he's not that what the selectors expected of him. He's not delivering that, so it may happen, and then they can pick up. So these are the all players. These are not the like newcomers that India have to see. We have already seen them enough to decide on the final 11. And Deepak Char's fitness is also an issue. So is Washington Sundar. Washington Sundar is always like he has been injury prone. He is fit, but somehow he gets that injury, picks up injury suddenly from nowhere. So I think that we finally we have to see all these things, and World Cup we have to see the matches against West Indies. Though I don't believe that playing very good against West Indies doesn't prove anything, because West Indies is also already out of contention, and they were beaten by the teams like Holland, teams like Ireland. So we don't know what exactly we'll find out about the players playing against West Indies. But still, form is important. If someone is playing well, so he can play well. But we have to see after West Indies series what are the matches we have before World Cup. That those matches will decide our final 15.
So yes, what we understand is, of course, it is too early to, predict the Indian bowling attack for the World Cup. We still have the Asia Cup. There are a few series in between. But yes, with or without Bumrah, we figured out what could the Indian bowling attack look like for the World Cup. Of course, we'll be better placed to speak about this once the squad is out. But till then, stay tuned to India.com, cricket country, for all the latest across sports. Thank you for joining me in this session, guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.